What would you do to have everything that you wanted? How far would you actually go to obtain your vision of greatness? Now, I'm not talking about just the small stuff. I mean everything. The respect, the self-worth, the peace in your chest when you wake up in the morning, the feeling of accomplishment at the end of the day. What would what would you be willing to do to have your partner actually trust you? I'm talking about the kind of life where you know that you're not leaving your potential on the table. What would you give up for that? Would you give up the late nights, numbing yourself with a screen or a bottle? Would you give up the mask that you wear so no one sees the real you? Would you give up the comfort of playing small or blaming everyone else for why your life isn't what you want it to be? Hey man, I'm Kyle. I'm a certified master NLP practitioner and a certified master success coach for men who are tired of living by their limitations and they're ready to start leading their life from grounded masculinity. And just for you watching this, I have put free resources in the description below for you to get for yourself and to start making the change. And when would now be a good time to do that? Leave me a comment too about what you would give up, right? Let's get a conversation going. So here's the truth that, I'm sure you've heard before. You can't have it all and keep it all, right? Have you ever heard the saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too? Yeah, this is that. Something has to burn, right? Something really has to go. The old habits, the old excuses, the old version of you that's been holding on for dear life because you're scared of change. The question is, what are you willing to let die so the real you can finally live? What would you be willing to sacrifice or give up to have that reality? Every man watching this already knows his truth. The man you've been showing up as, he's not the man you're meant to be. He isn't even the man you want to be. You feel it when you look in the mirror, don't you? You feel it when you lay down at night, wondering why all your effort still leaves you feeling empty. You feel it when you look at your relationships, your work, and your life, and deep down, you know that you built this version of yourself out of survival, didn't you? You built this man from fear and from other people's expectations that became the bricks that you yourself laid. And here's the brutal truth. Not many men will be willing to do this, right? That man, that version of you, he has to burn. He's got to go, not change, not improve a little, but burn. And you have to burn it all the way down to the ground, down to the foundation, so you can rebuild yourself back better than you were before, stronger than you were before. Because you can't build a new life on top of rubble of old beliefs. You can't rise until, you really torch the parts of yourself that were never real in the first place. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to let go of those limiting decisions and those limitations you placed on yourself that are stopping you from your own greatness? Do you have it in you or are you scared? Let's be honest. You've been clinging to the old version of yourself because it feels safe and familiar. You know how to survive. You know how to keep the peace. You know how to play small so you don't rock the boat. But let me ask you this. Are you happy? No. Are you fulfilled? No. Do you wake up excited for life, proud of who you are? No. You wake up tired. You wake up with this this heavy feeling within you, living for the next distraction, the gym, the phone, the alcohol, the endless grind, anything to avoid the truth that you're not living, you're just performing, and you know it. Now, you might be saying, Kyle, you don't know me. Oh, oh, but brother, I do. I do know you. I know you because I was you. And I had to burn it all down to rebuild. And not only have I burned it down once, I've burned it down a few times in my life, and I will continue to burn it down until I get it right and reach the vision that I have inside of me for my life. I will not stop until I reach that outcome. You have to have the same outlook and the same desire to not be satisfied with anything less than what you know and deserve. And I'm not talking about perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. I'm talking about a version of your life that is yours. But you will have to let things go in order to reach it. There will be sacrifices. You have to let go of relationships. You have to let go of certain people because they are not going where you're going. Where you're going, you have to let go of the limiting beliefs that you have for yourself and about yourself in order to take that next step. Are you willing to do that? Are you brave enough to take that chance on yourself? Because you really only have two choices. That's it, just two. Stay the same and nothing changes. You keep living like you are because you're just on this familiar loop, or you burn it down and choose your higher self. Now, will you be starting over? You know, yeah, that's the truth here, right? And you are really starting over, but you're starting over from experience. You're starting over from a place where you have learned lessons. Some of them have been tough lessons and some have been great lessons. So you're not doing this from zero. You're doing it from experience and evidence of what works and what doesn't. The man you are today, he's not your truth. He's your programming. He's the little kid who believed that he wasn't enough because his dad never said, I'm proud of you. He's the teenager who thought he had to be funny, tough, or successful just to be liked and accepted. He's the adult who learned to settle for approval instead of chasing his purpose. Those beliefs have been running your life like a script since you were that little kid. And this belief that you have that was formed during a moment as the most resourceful way for you to stay safe. And now you've mistaken that script for your identity. But beliefs are not truth. They're just stories. Stories that you've told yourself on repeat over and over again until you believed they were true. You have fought for your limitations in your stories since because these stories once kept you safe. These stories helped you cope and manage with life when you had no other resources available to you. But now they're an anchor, keeping you from becoming who you're actually meant to be. Here's the part that's going to hurt. You can't negotiate with your old self. You can't fix him. You can't keep his comfort and expect to step into your greatness. They don't exist in the same world together. They are not in the same timeline with each other. The only way forward is with fire. You burn down the old self, the old excuses, the old lies, the old masks, the fear, the version of you that settles for less and calls it good enough. It has to die because only in the ashes can the real man rise. And yeah, I get it. I know it's scary because I have lived it. Because the fire feels like a loss, but it's not a loss, it's liberation. I'm going to call it like it is. If you keep holding on to your old self, here's what you're signing up for: more relationships where you can't be fully seen and they fail. More nights staring at the ceiling, wondering why nothing feels like enough. More grinding without growing. More one day promises that never come true. More pretending, more numbness. Do I need to go on? And you know where that road leads. That's right, leads to regret. The kind of regret that eats you alive when you realize you've wasted years protecting a version of yourself that was never even real. Hey, just a brief interruption from your video to tell you about an exceptional opportunity. You keep saying that you're ready to change, but let me ask you, what's actually changing? Because reading more books and setting more goals doesn't mean anything when your core identity is stuck in the same cycle. The real reason you can't move forward isn't because of lack of discipline or motivation. It's the loop that you're in. It's the beliefs that run your decisions before you even realize it. That's why I created the foundation, a free masterclass that shows you how to break that loop. I identify exactly how the loop operates, and it's broken down in a way that you probably have never heard of before. I also explain how to rewire your loop for success. This is not a lecture, it's not theory. It's the start of you finally understanding why you feel stuck and what you can do about it. Inside, you'll learn how to spot the thoughts that sabotage you, shift the identity underneath your patterns, and anchor new beliefs that actually support who you're becoming. You've tried forcing change. Now it's time to naturally become the change. Link is in the description for this absolutely free download of the foundation. Let's start your shift today. And now, back to our video. And here's the other side. When you finally burn the old you, something emerges. The man who knows his values and actually lives by them. The man who can look his woman in the eye and lead her with love, not fear. The man who stops chasing approval because he finally respects himself. The man who doesn't need to fake confidence because he's anchored in his own truth. The man is already inside of you. He's just been waiting. But he can't rise while you're still dragging around the corpse of who you used to be. There's nowhere for him to go. Now, I need to be real with you. This process doesn't happen by accident, it is intentional. Men stay stuck for years because they think, time alone will heal them. It won't. Time doesn't heal what you keep repeating. You need fire. You need accountability. You need someone who's been there and knows how to pull you out of the smoke when you can't find your way. That's where brotherhood comes in. That's where coaching comes in. That's why I do what I do, because most men won't do this work until someone calls them out and stands with them while they burn it down and rebuild it. So here's the choice in front of you. You can keep protecting the old self, the one built from fear and survival, or you can burn them down so the real you can rise. One road leads to regret, the other leads to freedom. And freedom, brother, is worth it. It's the ability to wake up with peace in your chest, to stand in front of your woman and know she actually trusts you because your presence is unshakable. To build relationships and a legacy that reflects who you really are, not the mask you've been wearing. That's what's waiting for you. But first, you have to be willing to light the match. If this landed with you, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Share it with a fellow brother too that might need to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified whenever I release a new video. I also have free resources below that will help you start rebuilding from the inside out. Tools that work, built for men just like you. And if you're interested in making a real lasting change for yourself, I work with men just like you in a private one-on-one container. The application to work with me is in the description. And just know that I don't work with everyone. I only work with men who are bold, willing, and seeking. And if you're still here watching this, that's you. So hit subscribe for yourself, grab the tools, and reach out. Give me a follow too on social media. Links are in the description. Remember, you're not broken, you're becoming. I'll see you on the next video. Stay strong, brother.